Good morning, sunshine. Good morning, Facebook. Saturday morning. Fresh air. Haven't been outside in a while. I just realized I've been doing all my live feeds from inside. Get your coffee. It's Saturday morning. Yay, Saturday morning. Mary Jo's here. Good morning, Mary Jo. Hey, Nikki. I was wondering, I changed the format. I went sideways with the camera, so I don't know how this is going to work today. If I can see any of the comments or I can see anybody that comes on. I guess I can. Yeah, cool. Yay. Good morning, guys. So I broke my 40-degree rule today because I wanted to be outside because I'm tired of the house. Anyway. So yeah, even though it's less than 40 degrees, it's like 35 this morning. It's such a beautiful morning. The sun is out, the birds are singing. Like, I have got to be outside today. There's no two ways about it. My workout today is gonna be a run. I know I was resting this week, but I'm gonna go hit a trail run and do like 5 miles today and not be concerned about pace and just be outside and breathe the fresh air and enjoy the sunshine. And it's gonna be nice. Wait, there's a big dump truck, hang on. Country roads. Anyway, yeah, get your coffee. Good morning, guys. So my coffee's either gonna get cold really quick or be gone really quick, but I don't foresee a long video this morning. Just a quick check-in. Oh, nice. Helen, good morning. Porch heater. Game changer, definitely. That's something to look into. How about all the memories of the Flower City half coming up lately in your feed? Is that killing you too? I just got another one this morning, actually, from 4 years ago. The Flower City half. Which my time was like so much better than my time is now. I was like, ooh, that's not a helpful memory. Anyway, it was helpful though, it was good. Lynn's watching. Hi, Lynn. I get little notifications if my friends log on. I get notifications. Good morning. So I wasn't intending to run today. I was gonna lift, but I lifted with my son yesterday. So we did legs. I killed his legs yesterday. He like couldn't walk it. He didn't want to drive home. He always wants to drive, always. You know, we had gone into the center I had to grab a couple of things, so we used some of the equipment while we were there. We're lucky enough to be able to do that. So his legs are like jello right now. So I'm not going to lift today. I'm going to be outside as much as I possibly can because it's so beautiful. It's supposed to be up to like 50 today, so hopefully it'll go above that even, and I'll be able to read outside today. I got to clean my house, and I'm not doing it. I don't care. Dog hair everywhere. He sheds like it's his job, but I don't care. I'm going to be outside all day today. We're going to ride bikes. I'm going to run this morning and do 5-mile trail run. Going to be outside, read outside, make a whole pot of coffee, and keep it in a jug in the fridge and make my own iced coffee every morning. Oh, that's wonderful, Nikki. That sounds a really nice treat. I wish I could do that. I like something about the warmth, even if it's decaf. Well, no, not decaf, but I love the warmness of coffee is pretty amazing too. Keisha, good morning. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Karen. I'm not seeing all the comments, but doing an unofficial half Memorial Day weekend with my husband. Oh, nice. Oh, that's so cool. I love doing those things. We've done a couple of virtual races and fundraisers and things like that. So those are always fun to do too. And you can do them anytime, anywhere. Yeah, so this was going to be a rest week, but I want to get outside. I want to enjoy some of this nice weather. So I'm going to go run 5 today. Just an easy trail run 5 to keep my legs loose, and I'll start the new half marathon program on Monday. I'm still gonna look to see what that is. Hey, Who is that? I know who that is. Daniel, good morning. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Good to see everybody. Thanks for joining me this morning for coffee with Running Away from Dad, or I forget what it's called now. Life on the Run, Running Away from Dad with coffee. So yeah, this week we've been kind of taking it easy. So, what movies did you guys end up watching last night? Pizza and movie night, Friday night at the Westfall House. Every time, every week. I ended up renting The Gentleman, which was a Guy Ritchie movie that was just out in theaters, actually. I saw it in theaters, but I knew my son would love it, and he did. Like, there's a lot of, again, just disclaimer, it can be triggering for anyone with marijuana use disorder or any kind of drugs, really. There's a lot of drugs and a lot of drinking in the movie, so just a quick disclaimer if any of that stuff is triggering. But anyway, just for the entertainment value, it was just mindless entertainment for us last night. But it's a good movie. It is entertaining. A bunch of great actors in it and stuff. So that's what we did last night. Every Friday night's pizza movie night. So that's a tradition in our house. Saturday, I usually pay for it. I can feel it in my workout. But I don't care. It's one of those things. Gary, hey, good morning. Thanks for joining us, guys. Running Away from Dad with coffee, yes. That is what we call it now, Mary Jo. Yeah, me too, Daniel. I can't wait till the gym opens back up again. So it's funny that you broached that subject, because I was going to talk a little bit more about this book that I'm reading right now, too, that I've been talking about, the Viktor Frankl book, Man's Search for Meaning. Talks about some things, and it's been interesting to read, because I wouldn't even begin to draw parallels between what's going on in the world today and the Holocaust. It just doesn't even, if you've read this book or if you read this book, it's incomprehensible is the best word I can use to describe the conditions, the awful things. It's just inhuman. And he talks about that in this book, not to draw sympathy but just to illustrate the human psychology of going through something like that, and how to cope, how the human mind copes with situations as extreme as that. So I've been kind of seeing some parallels, just minor parallels between, because in a way, for those of us that are following the guidelines and the restrictions, it's a little bit like imprisonment, right? Being stuck in your house or confined to a certain area. You can at least find a similarity in that, right? And he talks about him at the point in the book. I've actually read it rather quickly because it's been such a good read, and has really engaged me. I'm at the part in the book where he talks about, their ultimate release. I mean, he lived in Auschwitz and Dachau for 3 years in those conditions, in those brutal conditions. And they, and he talks about what is it like to not, so you take away someone's future because they have no idea what the future holds, if they're ever going to get out, if they're ever going to, and what that does to the human psyche. And then beyond that, to be released and to have freedom again, and what sort of that looks like, and how the psychology behind it. And it really started to make me think about, when we get past this whole COVID thing and the restrictions and the easing of social distancing and what that's going to look like, right? And then the thing that everybody starts to talk about now is the new normal, and what kind of normal do we want to get back to? And that's a real thing, right? That's a real consideration. And I don't know about you, but the thought of everything just going back to normal is a little overwhelming for me. The gym reopening and everything just going back to normal. What does that mean and everyone's going to process it differently, right? And he talked about that with the survivors of the camps. Like, the first day of their freedom, it took a long time to process the fact that their lives weren't in jeopardy every single day. And the first day of their release, it wasn't like this overwhelming joy they automatically felt, right? It took days, weeks, months, years even, for them to be able to process normal human feelings again, right? When you get to a point where you can watch these atrocities happen and not have any emotional reaction to them because you've had to wall off those feelings for so long, now suddenly, you don't have to use that defense mechanism anymore. How do you then transition back into being human again, right? And it's really kind of where he's at where I'm at in his book right now. And it's been really, really interesting. And I'm, drawing parallels in my mind to what we're going through now, and how do we process that reopening or that, re-engagement, with physical contact with, it's weird, right? Like, nothing about this is normal. I saw a very good friend of mine who I've been friends with for years the other day because they wanted to make a donation to ROCovery. And, my normal reaction is to hug my friend, right? Every time we see each other, we hug. And we couldn't do that. And that's weird, right? And my reaction to that is weird, and my social, interaction with that was weird. And that's normal to be weird because that's a weird situation. So I was talking about that a little bit yesterday too, like having that awareness that it's okay to be acting weird right now because none of this is normal for us, right? And so how do we then transition back? It's not just going to be a switch where, oh, okay, cool, everything's back to normal. It's just, that's not a reasonable expectation for any of us. So it's interesting though. And now again, like I said yesterday, I understand why this book kept coming into my awareness through others close to me. It was, I needed to read this book right now because it really is helping me kind of process the whole situation, really. And other things I'm reading right now too. I'm really taking this opportunity to do a lot of reading that I don't get a chance to do when we're busy with life. Busy. So, I'm gonna read some of the comments here really quick. I'm sure you guys have lots of interesting things to add to the conversation. I tried to get my family to watch Just Mercy. Didn't go over well. Huh. Well, it does take, especially, I don't know. My 16-year-old watched it and really enjoyed it. He said he almost cried 3 times. Like, what do you mean, almost? I cried through it. But, I don't know. I can't see a lot of people really getting into it that much, but it was a good movie. Meredith, good morning. Yeah, right, Mary Jo. It's interesting you say that. Wonder how they kept track of the days during that time. A lot of times they didn't, but they had a saying that I could definitely relate to. The days felt longer than the weeks, especially this week. My week this week, like yesterday being Friday, I went, what happened? Like, I had a project that I've been working on this week that has just completely made the week fly by, but the days seem to drag. So time, like, as a concept, really loses. Karen G, how you doing? Disassociate, yeah. COVID resolutions at the gym when they open back up. Yes, definitely going to see a lot of that. We see people who definitely have never been to the gym talking about going to the gym, which is cool. That's awesome. That's great. I think silver linings, right? So I hope to see everybody at the gym when we open back up again. Not all at once, but hopefully. Yeah, it really is a great book, Daniel. It's called A Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. That's what it's called. And it's been you know, it was hard to get through at first because I didn't realize how much it had to do. It all has to do with the concentration camps during the Holocaust and his survival of it. And it's really, you know, it's really good. He was a psychologist before the war. And so Tara, Narcan training today, great reminder. Yeah, so there's a Narcan training going on today from noon to 3 in the parking lot of ROCovery. It's just a 2-minute training. You get the kit and then you get a video link. And I don't know if Stephanie or Karina or anybody comes on that has more details about it. Go ahead and share those in the comments. Meredith, yes. That's where I'm grateful to still have work. Yeah, there's definitely a sense of, and I still need to do I actually kind of slept in a little bit today, 6:30. I woke up at 5 like I always do, but then I went back to sleep and my alarm went off at 6:30. I was like, oh, cool. I actually slept in and the sun was out and it was beautiful. But I still need to do my meditation today too. That's been something that's been saving me through all this and really reminding me to be grateful. Grateful for a lot of things. Certainly work is something to be hugely grateful for. You know, I know that I watch the Cuomo press briefings every day, and it's a good reminder when I see all the comments and a lot of people in the comment feed are very frustrated with the unemployment system and with the, you know, just with the, you know, the uncertainty of income and how am I going to live kind of a thing. And it makes me, it reminds me to be very, very grateful for the fact that I can still work. It's not ideal, but we've definitely found a way to continue to support folks telephonically or through Zoom, or, you know, I don't know if anyone saw the Spectrum News piece this week on what we've been doing with treatment court, and then certainly connections through Facebook Live. And we have our peer recovery support line open, and people are calling that too, and so we're able to continue to do our work distantly as well, and I'm really grateful for that. I think that, you know, it's going to be more important now than ever before. I think we're seeing it already. We haven't, you know, obviously gotten through April yet, but March's overdose numbers, you know, through the sheriff's office, we know are 29% higher over March from last year. And we just know anecdotally that April is going to be, you know, just as bad. And just through our personal connections and knowing what's going on out there, and just knowing how much people are going to be in need of recovery services coming out of this, not to mention going through it, but coming out of it. You know, there's a lot of isolation. You know, it's hard to escape in the news that, you know, alcohol sales are through the roof, and, you know, there's a lot of, and we know a lot of folks in law enforcement, and there's a lot of domestic violence calls through, you know, alcohol-related incidents, things like that, that there, you know, there's going to be a lot of fallout from this that, you know, we're going to, you know, need to be there to help folks out on the other side of this. And so I'm really grateful to still be able to be doing that while we're in the middle of this, and really going to be grateful for everyone who re-engages on the other side of this thing. And, you know, we always are in need of additional volunteers to help the center run. You know, we're completely driven on volunteers. I volunteered with the organization for well over a year before, you know, I eventually started working there. I have a joke that I give in presentations that I think they just realized they weren't going to get me to go away, so they figured they might as well hire me. And so, you know, we are completely driven on volunteer help and assistance, and it's something we rely on very heavily. So, you know, anybody who's interested. And I talked a lot about the other day about service, you know, and why I got into this field and switched fields, and, you know, it helped my recovery. It wasn't me, you know, it wasn't, I'd like to say, you know, it was out of this greater sense of giving to others, but it really was kind of selfish. It really helped me in my recovery, and it helps me in my recovery every day. You know, it may look externally like I'm helping somebody else out, but it's really, it feeds my recovery. it reminds me not to be so stuck in myself, you know, when I'm helping somebody else, or when I'm serving somebody else, not helping, but serving somebody else. So anyway, I think I've rambled on enough. My hands are starting to get cold. I'm sure my coffee's starting to get cold. Tara, hi. Let me read back through some of the comments again really quick. Yeah, Mary Jo, there's a lot of just really, really bad things going on right now, and hopefully we can continue to try and connect with folks and help get through this tough time and then beyond it. I'm looking for doing some volunteering there once things open up again. That's awesome. Meredith, I would love to see you at the center volunteering. That would be so amazing. So amazing. That's awesome. You just made my day. That's great. And that would be so incredible to see, you know, some folks that were introduced to ROCovery and engaged with us virtually to come and engage with us physically afterwards. After this is all over, would be just such an amazing story for all of us, I think. So I hope you do that. And I hope everyone has a great day. I hope everyone, I made a resolution. I'm gonna be outside today. So other than checking in, you guys got Brian Quinn coming up at 9 with his Saturday morning workout class. Do that. And then he comes back on at 11 for meditation. I forget what our other Saturday schedule is. I think Saturday we're a little lighter on the Facebook feeds, but always close out at 5:30 with Yana. Daily reflections with her at the end of the day. And then as always, I'm going to post in the comments. I'll answer anybody that I haven't seen so far and say hi to everybody in the comments before I head out for my run today. And I'll post the information again about the peer recovery connection, any mutual aid meetings that are going on virtually. We post those in the comments. Links to the books I'm reading, the meditations that I'm doing. If it's helpful, cool. If not, skip by it. So hopefully you guys have a great day, and we'll see you at 7:30 tomorrow. And hopefully it's sunny and beautiful then too. So get outside, enjoy the nice fresh air. I love you guys. Peace.